I f***ed up at England's Strongest Man.
I was born to kill it, I was meant to win. I am down and willing, so I will find a way. It took a minute, now it didn't happen right away. When it got hot in the...
Welcome back, guys. I'm Paddy Haynes. I've just come third at England's Strongest Man 2024. I had an amazing day up in York at the Barbican yesterday. I also stayed around for the women's, watching Women's Britain's Strongest Woman. So got to see Lucy take that title as well. So all in all, fair play to Giants Live and Official Strongman. It was an incredible day. If you haven't seen any of it, check it out on officialstrongman.com. The live stream for both comps is up and you can sort of walk your way through. Go at your own pace. So we had, for those that don't know, 5 events. We're starting with a loading medley, which was an anvil, a keg, a sandbag and a tyre. We had a 90 kilo dumbbell press from floor to overhead, a 350 kilo axle deadlift for reps, a wrecking ball hold, which is about 275 kilos, and then the lighter set of Atlas stones, so 100 up to 180. So on paper there, I really fancied the events. I thought they were really good events for me on the back, so I was going in confident. The goal was to come home with a gold trophy instead of my bronze one, but yeah, with the day I had, I cannot be mad that we came home with third. So all in all, I was really proud and I had an amazing day, and thank you to everyone in my team. It was my first time working with Rob Frampton at a comp as well, and he was just fantastic the whole day. Really helped me out, especially after a not ideal start. Like, just kept my head, and yeah, invaluable. I'm going to go through event by event. So again, we started off with the loading race. 4 implements. In training this week felt really good. I was going in pretty confident, felt very light on my feet. I've come in deliberately light to this show, okay guys? So I was weighing about 125 kilos. I think the only guy lighter than me there was Will, who was about 124. Also another guy who's absolutely rapid. So I was sort of favouring myself, certainly in the top 3 for this one, and I think most people were. In reality, I came 8th, had an absolute stinker off the bat, and there's no other way to say it. Basically, I was absolutely flying. The way I positioned the tyre just wasn't quite right. I got under it and threw it onto my shoulder, and then literally just bounced straight off. And I sort of tried to recover it, and then ended up having to put it down and go again. And just that one mistake bumped me from potentially the top 3 down to 8th. It cost me at least 5 seconds, the guys were saying there. It just goes to show that, like, first event nerves are a thing, especially in a technical event like a loading race where there's a lot to go wrong. I do want to say to Big Loz, fair play. Like, if you watch the live stream, Loz does a preamble with Nicola and Terry before every event, which is amazing. Loz just predicts everything right, like, throughout the day. Like, it's actually unreal. But like he said, it's so easy to make a mistake. Someone always makes a mistake, and unfortunately this time it was me. It's, my second ever England's, my second time doing a loading medley of sorts. Well, it's my first proper loading medley, to be honest, at Giants. Obviously I've done sandbag steeple and bits like that, so I'd only had 1 training session on the tyre. Ben kindly brought one up, which was a lot lighter than this one in reality. Now I have taken a photo of the exact tyre it is, and I will be sourcing one this week, so I've got an exact replica. And I won't be making that mistake again, basically, but it's part of the learning curve. I was really wobbled by this, to be honest. It's really hard when your best event goes wrong. So again, it was an uphill battle after this, especially going into a dumbbell, which isn't an amazing event either for me. So yeah, 8th place on the loading. Luke Rich took the win in that. He was absolutely flying. Kane was half a second behind him. And then Mr. Flynn in 3rd, which is impressive as well, because he's a big boy at the minute. So not really any surprise there. Obviously, I'd have liked to be amongst it. But event 2 was the dumbbell press. So 90 kilo for reps, floor to overhead. It was an awkward dumbbell. I quite liked it. It was freshly painted, and it was a tasty challenge, to be honest. My approach for this, obviously, I was out near the front, seen a couple of guys do 1 rep, 2 reps, and I think Mitch zeroed it as well. So I knew 3 reps for me would be good points. Like, I'd be able to sort of claw. I did 4, but just didn't get a down signal on one of them. Fair call. Like, it wasn't stabilized at the top. So, I'm not far off the pack on that, which is good for an overhead for me. Like, it felt very explosive. It felt easy. It was just the stabilization at the top for me. So again, 3 reps, put me in 10th on that. So a lot of tied points. So there was tied 8th with 4, tied 6th with 5 reps, tied 4th with 6 reps, and then tied 1st with 7 reps. I think I got that right. Either way, all the scores were on the Official Strongman. I'm just a rep or 2 off the pace, which for me on overhead is fantastic. Like, had that been a log, you're looking at much more damage than that. So it's nice that I'm sort of hanging with the guys. Like, perfect storm. I reckon I could have done 5 on that, which would have been good points, put me level with Kane and Ben. But again, can't be mad at that. Like, got my reps, didn't zero on overhead, which is nice. But yeah, for the winners of that event, I think Flynn Joe Oliver, Flynn and Will. I was against Joe as well. He was just bashing them out. They looked so easy for him. So fair play, guys. After event 2, you had Mr. Flynn had 23 points, Luke Rich had 22.5, and then Will had 22. And then we were going into the deadlift, which is obviously going to mix things up. Luke didn't do the deadlift. He sat that one out, which is obviously he's 5 months from surgery, like obviously the correct call. And obviously Will's not the best deadlifter in the world as well. So that sort of leveled the playing field. So came out on the axe deadlift. It was 350 reps. I know the scoreboards all said different things, but it was 350. It's a real horrible setup. Those drums, it stops any rotation in the bar. It's a fixed axle. It's really hard to sort of drag up your quads. Like it's a tasty setup. It felt amazing, to be honest, when I was going. Like I pulled a 310 and warm up. I had quite a short turnaround. So we had to get ready for the dead quite quick because I was going to be out as one of the first pairs. And yeah, pulled 6 reps. 5 very smooth reps, and then the 6th one I just had to hitch for my life. I definitely didn't have a 7th in me. But I was saying to the guys, like, it's weird that a 350 deadlift for 6 hasn't taken that much out of me, whereas had it been 320 and I'd have been gunning for 12, that would be like balls to the wall. Whereas this, being a bit heavier, I thought it would like tank the CNS more, but I actually felt like after this comp, I felt fresh. Like there wasn't anything too body destroying. So on the deadlift, I got 6 reps. Kane got 6. In fairness to him, he narrowly missed out on a 7th. So Mitch Flowers came joint 3rd with Flynn on 5. And then Felix Bennett, Harker, and Tom all got 4. So again, I'm beating some good deadlifters there. Really happy with 350. Like we haven't had a long prep for this one on the deadlift either, with other events and stuff like that coming in the way. So that win on the deadlift brought me back from the dead. Basically, it got me from 10th. From 10 points up to joint 4th with 22.5. And at this point, it was sort of becoming, the title was between Flynn and Kane, and the podium was coming between me, Mr. Ralph, and Luke Rich. So after event 3, Mr. Flynn had 33.5 points, Mr. Francis 32, and then there's a drop down to Will, who had 24. Luke obviously had sat out an event at this point, 22.5, me 22.5, and then Joe Oliver as well, 22. So it was so close after that. But jumping 6 places on one event is absolutely wild. And yeah, I sort of had my momentum behind me then. We went into the Wrecking Ball Hold, the grip event, and yes, took the win on that one as well. So back-to-back wins at a giant show. Over the moon with that. Okay, so only person above the 100-second mark. I was lucky enough to go out last on this, so I saw what Luke Rich had done. He somehow held on to that for about 15 seconds when it was like basically gone. So fair play to Luke, he smashed it. And again, like that's, you see like the top of the top, like they just managed to get those points when they need them. So Mark Felix up in 3rd, so it's pretty cool beating Mark in a grip event. Like I know it's not specifically a grip event, it's a test of everything. It's a test of pain tolerance and mainly just back and hamstring and all sorts, but it's a horrible event. But I was confident going in that like going out last I'd be able to edge it. It really made it hard for myself. I think I had my feet in the wrong position. I think I was a bit too far forward. So when I pulled it, I couldn't quite sit back into it. I got a bit of a wobble, and you can see me like fighting it for the first 10 seconds. I think if I'd have picked it up sweet and got it in the right place, I probably could have held it for a lot longer. So a real good place to be. I'm probably going to keep my setup at the farm and just keep training that one just in case it crops up again, because there's definitely potential of a world record on that one. And Mr. Fairs is incredible. So to be anywhere near him is awesome. So back-to-back wins, that put me up into 3rd place. So Andrew Flynn 43.5, Kane 39. Didn't have an amazing performance on that. I think he was about 6th or 7th. Flynn did enough. I think he came 4th or 5th. Me 35.5, and then Luke 34.5. So then you can see that it was Andrew or Kane for the win, and then myself or Luke for the pay. Bear in mind, if Luke had beaten me on this stone run, he would have tied the points, and then the way Giants work is it's on the last event, so this trophy would have belonged to Mr. Richardson had I not have beat him in the stones. And the stones, it was an unbelievable finish, to be honest. Like we literally hands off near enough the same time. Ben also had an amazing stone run, bless him. Like, I absolutely love Ben to pieces. That pulled him up to 5th and was a standout performance of the whole day for me. Like he was just from where he was last year to this year is absolutely ridiculous. Like, he's just an absolute phenom. I really hope he gets an invite to Brits, because he deserves to be there, and he's an absolute legend. He's good for the sport. So stones, Kane smashed it, 5 and 18.5. I wouldn't have beaten that, truth be told. Like, he was absolutely flying. So held my hands up there. Kane absolutely deserved the win. I got 5 and 21.1. Ben got 5 and 21.13. 21.3, and Luke Richardson 5 and 21.5. Jack Osborne 5 and 21.7. John Harker 21.8. I mean, so there were 5 guys there in the 21 seconds. So a bit of luck on my side potentially, but luckily that's just the way the chips fell, and yeah, that was enough to secure me third. So at the end of the day, I was just so relieved. I was proud of myself to bring it back from the dead, like just maintain that belief and keep pushing. So, you know, we got 2 wins out of the 5, and we got a second as well. So it wasn't a bad effort all in all. We really did recover it. Obviously, I wanted a win. I really thought I could win on those events, and had I won the loaded medley, you know, lifts and butts, I could have been right up there. So I don't want to take anything away from Kane. I think this was Kane's year to win it. He just looked stronger than everyone else there, in my opinion. He's absolutely massive at the minute as well. He just looked good. He still moved rapid on the loading. I think even if I fumbled, it would have been really close between us, whether or not whether I'd have beaten him or whether they'd have beaten me. So I think the right man won. I think Andrew Flynn was incredible as well. Like, no one talks about him, but he's just there or thereabouts on every event. It was a bit of a sad way to lose it at the end for him, like to be beaten on the stage. I think he came 7th in the stones, and that just dropped him. So I really thought he was going to be his for the taking. But yeah, incredible comp. Probably my favourite Giants comp I've done, to be honest. I just enjoyed it. It was so well ran. Everyone was lovely. Like, it was a great group of lads. Everyone in that lineup was fantastic. Like, I just really enjoyed the day. Really proud of myself. Happy to have another bit of silverware for the gym. And yeah, just honestly, just in comps, if you start bad, don't let it get to you. Don't let it ruin your day. Keep pushing, and you can still claw your way back. I've done it many a time with many overheads. Yeah, incredible comp. Probably my favourite Giants comp I've done, to be honest. I just enjoyed it. It was so well ran. Everyone was lovely. Like, it was a great group of lads. Everyone in that lineup was fantastic. Like, I just really enjoyed the day. Really proud of myself. Happy to have another bit of silverware for the gym. And yeah, just honestly, just in comps, if you start bad, don't let it get to you. Don't let it ruin your day. Keep pushing, and you can still claw your way back. I've done it many a time with many overheads. So to give you the full rundown, points after event 5, Kane Francis 52, Andrew Flynn 50.5, me 47.5, Luke Rich 44.5, Ben Glasscock 37, John Harker 35.5, Will Ralph 35, Joe Oliver 34, Mark Felix 26.5, Jack Osborne 26, Ryan Bennett 25, Tom Place 20, and Mitch 19.5. So well done to all the boys that competed. Again, a huge thank you to Giants Live for the opportunity. It does mean I've qualified for Britain's Strongest Man next year. Tickets are already out. It's in February. If you'd like to come and watch me, please do get tickets. They're on Giants Live. And if you want to catch up on this show, officialstrongman.com, check out the live stream. Other than that, thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you're interested in coaching, whether it be strongman or grip, check out my website as well. I've got loads of merch coming out, all the good stuff. So if you do want to support me, please do head over to henstroke.co.uk, henstroke.com/merch, and just check out what we got on offer. There are loads of videos coming out in a minute, guys, so thank you. Stay tuned. There's more coming. You will see me at more shows, and we're going to take some titles. Thank you for watching.